Okay.
All right. You should see it on your page in a second. We are live.
Yes, sir. Just popped up.
Right. See it in a second.
Just popped up.
Share this. All right. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Sharing it in some different groups. Well, I think my computer tired.
Done burnt it up today.
Burned it up, baby. All right, we good. Live. Listen, man, I know you're a busy man, so we about to jump into this conversation. Man, I'm excited about new book that's out today. And so again, if anyone's tuning in and some of y'all go check this out later, I've been celebrating all day long, having my own virtual book release party online. And my new book, It Takes Two, Who is Helping You Lead, it is out today. It is on Amazon. You can go get it. The ebook released this morning, so you can get that today for 99 cents, today only. You can go get that. So I'm excited about it. If y'all been tuning in and out with me, been hanging with me all day, man, I've been bringing y'all the best, the brightest leaders and businessmen and women in the country. And so it doesn't stop there. This one is personal to me. This is a person that I deem as one of the top entrepreneurial minds in the country. Man, y'all go hear about him in a second. So I want to introduce y'all to Mr. Jeremy Spratling. Jeremy, what's going on?
About it, man. Been watching you all day long. Proud of you and proud of the book. Some good stuff.
Yes, sir. So, man, for people who don't know you, tell us a little bit about Jeremy. Who is Jeremy and what you got going on?
Yeah, a little bit about me. Of course, born and raised in Talladega, Alabama. Tell everybody, I'm a country boy, Southern born, Southern bred. Started school at ASU, Bama State, Go Hornets. Finished my economics degree at AUM, Auburn, Montgomery. Graduate degree in banking from LSU. A little bit of background, worked in banking and finance for about 13 years before I had the opportunity to start my own company. And I did that right at 12 years ago. I have a facility maintenance company based here in Birmingham. We have 5 offices here in the Southeast. We do janitorial, floor care, and facility maintenance work here in the South. We service commercial properties, hospital, industrial plants, and distribution centers here in the South. So in a nutshell, that's who I am, a little bit about my background, and that's what I do on my day-to-day.
All right. So, man, this is my brother. This is a good friend of mine. So first of all, let me just let the people know, because I know you're an humble dude, humble cat. Man, this guy, man, you've been recognized as being one of the top minority-owned businesses in Birmingham. I know, man, so many different awards and community awards, whether it's from your involvement in I think the football leagues. You've been honored different business awards. I know Alabama State honored you with some type of legacy award. Man, how do you stay humble when you're getting all these plaques and these different awards and all these different things? How do you keep that humility that you have?
I guess it goes back to the way I was raised. I come from real humble beginnings. I didn't have a whole lot when I was coming up. And my main thing is to just try to give back to somebody else. I don't go out seeking awards. I don't go out seeking any accolades. I don't want anything from anybody. The only thing that I do desire is to help somebody else. If I can help a young person, help a budding business person, to help them avoid some of the pitfalls or mistakes that I've made, I'm willing to do that all day long. Like I said, I don't need any recognition from anybody. As long as I know personally that I've helped somebody and I've done all that I can do to help somebody be a better person or a better business leader.
That's good. So talk to us a little bit about just this entrepreneurship. I mean, you know, I was talking to you when I was writing this, and I was kind of telling you this concept of a 2-man. And I know you talked about back then, you was like, man, I need a 2-man. I need somebody to kind of help me run this company and relieve me of some of my day-to-day duties. So tell me a little bit about what you take from this in terms of a business needing a 2-man, but then just in terms of kind of like what's going on the business side.
Yeah, it takes two. Like I said, you and I were talking about the book from the time the concept came about, when it was an idea in your head, through you writing the book. And I was sitting there, I couldn't wait for the book to come out. Everything with being a small business person, you have to have a number 2 person. Being the number 1 person when you're small is good, but when you start to grow, one person can't do everything. The face of the company can't do everything. You don't want the pilot giving out peanuts and sodas. You want the pilot up flying the plane. The people that are giving out the peanuts and the sodas are equally as important, because they have to take care of the clients. Once the number 1 person brings those clients in or brings that business in, have to have somebody, a number two, that can handle that operational part. They can have that logistical mindset. Go out and say, hey, boss, you brought this business in. Let me take it, let me foster it, let me grow it, let me make sure that it's okay. So you can go out and get that next piece of business. Let me free you up so you can go out and do your thing. And whatever you bring in, I'm going to take care of it like it's my own. This is my baby. You birthed the baby, now let me grow the baby. Let me feed the baby. Let me make this baby happen and let me make it healthy. That number two person with anybody, if any small business is going to grow, if they're going to be successful, number one person can only take it so far. I don't care how talented you are. You can't type papers, send out letters, make phone calls, fix the coffee, fix problems when they arise, take care of some of the customer service issues. You have to be able to delegate that off to a number two person, and that number two person is the real delegator. Chop that down even more, funnel everything out to where it needs to be to really make the boots on the ground happen.
Gotcha. Diane Lewis Turner, hey, she says she is proud of both of us. Hashtag TDI. That's right. Turning dreams into reality. Tay Lee said, agreed. Linda Raymar, hey, what's going on? Romy, what's up, man? Romy, you a G. You've been rocking all day. This is my guy, man. I know it's something birthing in you. So as you're hearing all these different perspectives from business leaders and all this type of stuff, man, I hope you're taking notes and you putting it together. With that being said, Jeremy, I know you and I have talked about some of the stuff in your heart to do, even some writing that you want to do. So just kind of give me a little sneak peek of just kind of what you're thinking about in terms of, because I know you want to kind of help other entrepreneurs and small business leaders.
Right, exactly. And right now, I mentor or counsel with several small business owners. Those are people from the idea stage of, hey, I have a full-time job and I have an idea in my head. Some people, they've already started businesses and they just need some help along the way. And it's always good to have someone you can bounce ideas off of, get advice from, get counseling from. I don't charge anybody anything. Like I said, if I can help somebody avoid some of the missteps that I've made, I will give you all the information I can all day long. And with that being said, I've had a thought to go ahead and start formulating, putting together my own book and all the ideas on paper of what does it take to start a business. Number one, should you even go in business? Because being a business owner is not for everybody. It sounds good, it sounds sexy, it sounds attractive. Say, hey, I own my own business, I own my own company. It's a lot of work. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody. Anybody can do it. I can do it. Anybody can do it. It takes a ton of work. And a lot of stuff, I was a banker. I've been in the business world my entire life. There's a lot of stuff I still didn't know until I jumped out into the fire. And the book that I'm going to write is going to encompass all those things of, hey, number one, you do this. Number two, you do this. Number 3, 4, and 5, and so on. Help people avoid a lot of those mistakes. Because a lot of people jump out there and they get discouraged real fast. And this is not a sprint. Being a business owner, it's a slow, steady race. One day you look up and you've gotten to a point of success, if you will. And like I said, at the end of the road never comes. I know they always say the magical road, hey, if you've been in business 3 years or 5 years, you're good. You ain't never good. You're never good. Anything can happen. You can be in business in 20 years. Something can happen. You can start going downhill real fast. So you have to be, number one, you have to have that right mindset. If you get your mindset right of, hey, this is what I'm going to do. There's no turning back. I'm going to make this work. Then also, you have to be willing to listen to what other people are saying. One thing I hate, it bothers me to death, is when people say, oh, everybody's just hating on me. They don't want to see me succeed. No, some people might be giving you some real good advice to help you out. Like I said, if you're hard-headed and not listening to it, and like I said, the Bible says seek wise counsel. And if you're not, if you have somebody in your corner that you've been listening to this whole time, and now they start to tell you, hey, have you thought about this? Or I don't know, you should go down this path. Or this market or industry that you're going into has been declining the last 5, 7, 10 years. And you start saying, well, they just hating on me. They don't like me. They want me to fail. Sometimes you have to sit down, open up your ears, and listen. Because everything is not hating. Everything is not negative. Like I said, if you trust this person and you're going to listen to them if it's good, and you got to listen to them if it's bad. So everything in the book that I'm writing is going to encompass a whole lot of that, take you from that idea concept of, hey, I have this idea, is this idea, is it feasible? Is this idea going to work? And then, hey, what are the steps I need to take to get there? And like I said, Shante Hawkins, she was on earlier today, and she said, hey, some people need to have that 8 to 5 job. They're good at that job, and maybe they need to have a business on the side and work that business on the side because they can't handle all the stresses, strains that come with being a full-time entrepreneur. Because an entrepreneur, you are the last one that gets paid. And if your stomach is not strong enough to take that, I might not get paid on the 15th, might not get paid until the next 15th of the next month, you have to be able to weather that storm. Sometimes that is a hard storm that everybody cannot handle.
Man, and so bring me back to the book, because a lot of people, we come up together. We went to school. We celebrate 25 years of friendship. We do business together. We help give back to other
right.
people. We've co-written a book together. For those of you who don't know, so It Takes Two. This is my second book, my first solo book. The first book that's out now on Amazon as well. It's called It Was All a Dream. And Jeremy, he's a co-author with me in that book. And so Jeremy, speak a little bit to, let me say this first. So in the book, a lot of people, they see you suited and booted, looking good. You traveling the country, you're doing different stuff, you giving back. It seems like, you got money, you got the cars, you got everything that you need. And so a lot of people will see you and see some stuff maybe that you post and like, oh, well, I can do that. Or well, instead I'm going to leave my job and go start a business like Jeremy or whatever. And some of those people don't have the stomach, as you said, that can hold out a month and a half until that invoice gets paid, or they don't have the work ethic now at their current job, but they're good at helping somebody else. To help people who they don't have to drive, they don't have that fortitude, they don't have that mindset, they probably should stay and be a 2-man or 3-man or be on a team somewhere versus jumping out into entrepreneurship with the wolves.
Right. Yeah, and I tell everybody there is nothing wrong with not being the head person. Like I said, people may see me out. I don't brag about anything. I don't do anything more so than anybody else, I don't think. But a lot of times, or more times than not, the people that you look up to, that you want to be your mentor, people you think that are out here are doing all these great things, you don't see the behind the scenes part of the late nights, of being up 1 day, 2 days, 3 days straight, grinding, hustling, working, not getting any sleep. Like I said, when the invoices don't come in, you have employees that still have to get paid, and you have to work through those pains and those ills. You don't see all the behind the stuff, the HR issues that arise, the client complaints that have to be resolved, stuff that you just bang your head up against the wall and that keeps you up at night. All they see is that part. And like I said, if a person were to jump out there, the market, the economy, this life would tell them real quick, you ain't cut out for this. You're not cut out for this at all.
Yeah.
But in regards to your book, I tell everybody, I can be a great leader, or I can be a great worker. It's either way. I just have that mindset. When I was in the corporate America, I prided myself on doing whatever it took to get the job done, to make sure my boss was taken care of. I enjoyed being the number 2 person, had no problem with it. And I tried to do the very, very, very best I could. And if I had to go back today, it would be that number 2, number 3 person, or that support person. Wouldn't have an issue with it at all. Because I'm just wired like that and geared like that. Because I know that boss will not be successful if he doesn't have a solid number 2 person behind it. If the number 1 and number 2 aren't getting along, that's a straight recipe for disaster. Now, if you want your number 1 to sleep good at night, to feel good, to go out there and work his butt off, let his number 2 man work his butt off. I'm going to show you that you can't outwork me. Or you working hard, so I'm going to have to go out there and work that much harder. That makes that whole boat float for everybody. It's a relationship, it's a combination that has to go together. And once you find that combination, you don't want that number 2 man to leave. Because number 1 knows if that number 2 man decides to go somewhere else, becomes unhappy, or leaves, his job is going to be 10 times harder. And also, it's almost impossible. It's hard find a solid number two that you can ride with.
Yeah. So y'all that's watching my book, It Takes Two, who is helping you lead. If you do lead a business or organization, I want you to get this book because I want to teach you what to look for in getting a good number two. Because everybody who say they can help you can't help you. A lot of people got a lot of lip service, but when you start talking about working late and staying up all night and grinding the way that you grind, you need the right person. You know, a lot of people don't understand this whole entrepreneurship and business realm. So, Jeremy, I want you to speak to another thing. I got a chapter in here, and I really haven't talked about it today, but I talk about being a leader and balancing family life. You know, a lot of people say they want to be an entrepreneur and they think, well, I'm going to be my own boss. And so at 5 o'clock, I'm going to go home and have lemonade with the family and the kids and run around and play in the yard all day. So how is that being an entrepreneur? How do you get your family to understand that, yeah, daddy may not be home to 3 a.m. some nights, or daddy got to be gone? How do you manage that?
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things that people battle with. I've talked to some people over the years, some people that were trying to start companies. The first thing they would say was, my spouse is on board and my spouse isn't on board. Well, she wants me home at this time. She wants me home at that time. You can't start a company or grow a company without having some of those late nights. It has to be a lot of understanding there. And there's an article, and I can't think of the exact name of it, but if you Google it, I know it'll come up. And it's called How to Date an Entrepreneur, or it's How to Date an Entrepreneur, How to Date a Business Person. And that article hits home so hard, so close to home, it's ridiculous. You have to have a spouse that's extremely, extremely understanding. If you don't have that, it's going to make the job already, being an entrepreneur, is going to be hard, but it's going to make it that much harder. The kids have to be on board as well. Have I missed baseball games? I have. Have I missed cheer practices for my daughter? I have. Have I missed some family time with my wife? I have. I've missed a lot. There are a lot of sacrifices you have to make on the front end. Now, is it always like that? I equate starting a business almost like a spaceship taking off. When a spaceship takes off, it has to fight extremely hard to break through the atmosphere. But once it breaks through that atmosphere, it can slow down. It can start to cruise a little bit. Starting that business, if you want to start a business, and I tell everybody this, get your head down. And you run like the Dickens for 3 to 5 years. I mean, you give it all you got for 3 to 5 years. And once you break through that atmosphere, you can start to see the path clear a little bit. You can start seeing the forest a little bit. You're not just in the weeds and in the trees all day long. Just like the spaceship taking off, it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of long days, a lot of requirements, and it's going to take you being there full time. An entrepreneur is not a part-time thing. And having a business is not a hobby. You have to treat it like it's a job, because it is a job.
Yeah. Man, well, you know, I've been tracking with you on this journey. I think, I started my own company in 2001. You've been going for almost just as long. And, man, business, entrepreneurship is hard. You got to have a serious work ethic.
Yes.
Like you said, nobody going to beat you working. And
right.
I think that's so important. And so in the book, I talk about, man, like if you the lion, it's your company. You the lion, you the king of the jungle, but you need a horse that's on your team, that's on your staff, because a horse, man, got just certain qualities that really apply in business. So a horse, it don't require a lot of sleep, and it can sleep standing up. So they ready, a horse ready at all times. So you want somebody like that on your team. You want somebody who can see what you can't see. A horse is the way that a horse is made. The horse eyes is on the side of the head, which means they can see better than humans. We can only see this way. They can see that way. They can see what's coming. And so you want on your team, that can see. And so I just think, but just that whole, man, the grind, being somebody on your team who got that same work ethic and that motor. You know, like you, I know you a beast. you go a week straight, and I just be in awe. I be like, Jeremy, come on, man, you need to go to sleep. And you up at it. You know, you up at it. So where'd you get that work ethic from?
Man, I get that back to my mom. My mom, she was always busy, always doing something, just at it. And sometimes she'd be going, and I'm like, hey, Mom, I need to sit down for a minute. I'm in the yard. She get off work, I'm in the yard planting flowers, working in the garden, doing everything else. I'm like, hot, I want to go play. I want to go do something else. I'm tired of this. I guess, over the years growing up, that's just how things work. I never grew up knowing a 40-hour work week. And that's some business owners that eats me up. They think, hey, once they work 40 hours in that week, I'm done. It's Monday through Friday. I'm done. It's my weekend. I have no off days. I don't know what an off day is. I don't know what a 40-hour work week is. I start when the work starts, and I finish when the work finishes. Some days may be shorter. Some days may be longer. And a lot of that is just inherent in the person. If you got somebody that wants to knock off at 12 every day, you're probably not gonna make it. Because clients, they don't know, hey, he stops at 12. I still got these needs that are going on. My needs are going on this afternoon, tonight, and I need somebody to get this handled. And if your work ethic doesn't fit up with my needs or my desires or my wants, the client's wants, just go find somebody else like me who that does match up with. And somebody will make it happen because they want that check that client's willing to give out.
All right, Jeremy, man. Well, I know you doing amazing stuff, and I know you got a lot of stuff going on. But let's take this spin these last couple of minutes, last 5 minutes. You also serve as the president of a nonprofit organization we started over 10 years ago that was designed to provide scholarship, mentoring, and professional development for young men. And we've been doing that for 10 years, and you serve as the president of that. Tell us a little bit about TDI and kind of the stuff we got going on.
Man, that's near and dear to my heart. Like I said, in the way TDI got started, me, you, and Bryant were meeting in Chicago, just getting together to talk about some business ideas of how we could come together and start a business to make money. All of us are we're white guys, hey, in primes of our careers, have a lot of stuff going on. So, hey, let's put some business together and start making some money. And we bounced it back and forth, and somebody that just wrote a book, All It Takes Two, had the bright idea of, hey, let's give back money. I'm like, no, we didn't come here to talk about giving back money. We're talking about making money. But hey, when we started forming everything up and we put this TDI together, and man, we've been growing it ever since. We started off helping college-age men, providing with mentorship, scholarships, and now we funnel that over into helping high school men. And I mean, it's a passion. There's a gigantic need for it, and it doesn't end when the high school kids, when they graduate high school, or when the college men, they graduate college. This is a lifelong relationship that we have with them. And one of our challenges is finding men to bring into our program. I said we put up our own money, and we just started recently to raise corporate dollars. But over the years, we dig into our own pockets to do this. The 12 founders, when we came together, we said, hey, we're not going to wait until we have all this in place. Let's go in our pockets, let's write checks and start helping these guys because they need help right now. We recognize that. We stepped up to the plate. And like I said, the mentorship is more important than the dollars that we give them. It's the life lessons of, hey, when do I need to pay my rent? When do I need to pay my car payment? What kind of insurance do I need to have? I have this issue going on with this lady. I have this issue going on with my daddy. I have these kind of drugs are floating around. I mean, just everything. They can be real and raw with us. A lot of times they can't talk to their parents about certain things.
Right.
Sometimes you don't want to talk to their friends because that's their peer group. You never know what kind of advice you're going to get from a friend. If they come to us, they know that we're going to give it to them real, we're going to give it to them raw, and we love them and we have the best interest in mind. So if anybody wants to give to our organization, all the money goes back to the kids. We don't put anything in our pockets. We're not taking anything. Go to www.tdi2r.org, TDI2r.org. You can give there. Give us money, we're giving it to the kids. We want to help these kids. And that's a passion of all of ours.
Yeah. Tell them about the book too, because even that, You know, I don't know many people who do what we did in terms of publishing the book. We paid and published a book, but
Exactly.
even tell them what's happening with the book.
Yeah, we have a book. It was all drink. If you hold on for 1 second, I keep a copy on the edge of my desk. I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Yeah, Jeremy Spratling, y'all. I hope you're enjoying this guy. He's a wealth of knowledge, banking industry, finance industry. Now, the #1 minority-owned business in Birmingham, Alabama. He's hundreds of employees all over the South, and so pick his brain. Follow him on Jeremy Spratling, wherever you are. There it is.
This is our book here. It was all a dream. You can purchase it on our website also. And we wrote this book, published it. All the funds came out of our pockets to put the book together. Our money that we get from the book goes back to the kids. So hey, we're doing everything we can to get money, get funds, to get help to these kids. In the book, it tells about the 12 founders of the organization. Each one of us have a chapter in the book. It tells about our background, some things about our life, some things about our career up until the point that we graduated from college. And it tells about how we came together. And it's some really, really good, inspiring information for anybody that's looking for some inspiration. And we do have a second book. We have a workbook that goes with this. We also, we're going to start working on our follow-up book, our second book, which takes our lives from our college, graduation from college up to today. So I'm going to look out for that as well.
Yep. All right, man. Well, listen, man, tell us how people can follow you. How can they find you? What's your company website? Because some people may be a corporation or a business that's in the southern region and they may need your services. So where can they go to learn more about your company? Yeah,
of course. Our company web address is www.corporatecfm.com. CORPORATE, the word corporate. And the C as in cat, F as in Frank, M as in Mary.com. They give you information about our company, the areas that we service, and the type of services that we provide. If you want to follow me on Facebook, hey, Jeremy Spratling, and that's me there. On Instagram, the word corporate, the #1. I'd love for you all to follow me. Keep up with me, keep up with the good works that the organization is doing. Also, like I said, I've tagged Ramone in several things with his book. I flew out to Houston for his book signing. An amazing setup, amazing program that he had out there. I always tell him, he is the glue to our nonprofit organization, the TDI. Without him, a lot of the stuff that we do couldn't happen, wouldn't take place. That's a phenomenal young man. So if you guys, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, go get the book, stop what you're doing, go get it now. You will be blessed and inspired by it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Tim Fields, you just got out of a meeting. Yeah, you just missed your boy. We talking about Jeremy Spratling. Book is coming soon. And listen, I can't wait, man. I'm planning something, Jeremy. I know working on a master plan.
You always are. You always are.
Master plan. I told y'all okay, listen, everybody. Ramone Harper, It Takes Two. The book is out right now. Go get it. Jeremy Spratling, #1 minority-owned business in Birmingham. Timothy Fields, he just joined us, man. Author, book just came out. Dr. Dante Truss, vice president of a major university up in Pennsylvania. Mark DeGraw, CPA, man, he's doing brokering deals with Hollywood, so many different people. Listen, we working on something. We're working on something. Y'all got to follow us, TDI. Keep following us at TDI@2R.org. But listen, if you don't know who Wu-Tang is, go study them and then wait till I tell y'all what's next. Listen, we coming, man. We coming. Yeah, we coming, man. So, Jig, appreciate you, man. I'm excited. Can't wait for your book to come out. I know it's going to help people who thinking about getting in business and starting their own business. And hopefully it'll help them really get the nuts and bolts of how to do it. You know, a lot of these how to start a business book, they real pretty and, you know, they sound nice.
Right.
But they're not telling you the other stuff, the guts
of the story. Gotta know it.
Behind it. So we go sign off, man. But I appreciate you guys. If y'all come on, watch this later, man. Some great business principles being shared by Jeremy Spratling. Served years in corporate America, climbed the banking ladder, and now started his own company. He is the president of my nonprofit organization, Turning Dreams into Reality. So yeah, y'all follow him, y'all. Jeremy, sign off. I know some of your frat. Go on and shout out your frat real quick. Let them know you sending love.
All right. All day we here.
That old purple and gold. All right, man. Love you, man.
Love you back, man. Holler at me.
All right.